We're looking at a $1,000 motorcycle. If you want to ride in the dirt and a little bit on the street, this is one you should consider. This is a Suzuki DR200. You can get it from $1,000 to about $1,500. Later on in the video, we're going to up the budget a little bit. Let's say you have $3,000 or $5,000. You want to ride on the street and you want to ride in the dirt and you want a bike that's going to be great for both. This is going to be the first and best option at $1,000 to about the $1,500 mark. This is a great bike. The suspension's very forgiving. The engine itself is very forgiving. The clutch, best of all, is extremely forgiving. This is the perfect bike to learn how to ride on or to teach others how to ride on, which is exactly why I bought this, because I knew it would be the ideal bike to economically teach my friends how to ride, to get them outside of the house, from the couch to the dirt on two wheels. I hope that's where you want to be, because that's where I want to be. Let's take a look at a couple more things. There's a couple things that I like about this bike. Now, it may not look like it from the outside, but I can guarantee you that I have taught 5 of my friends how to ride a dirt bike on this specific bike that you see before you. Every single one of them have wrecked that bike. You know what I've spent in repairs? Boop. Absolutely zero, because this thing is dead freaking bulletproof. I've changed the oil, I've changed the oil filter, I've replaced a regulator and a spark plug, an ignition coil, nothing else. This thing is dead reliable. Every part that I buy for it is about $5.25 straight from China, and I don't care, because it's a $1,000 motorcycle. And that's what you need if you are new to motorcycling, new to dirt biking, and you just want to get out in the woods where you belong. This is the one to consider. Now, at the $1,000 price point, there are going to be a few little drawbacks or considerations, if you will. First of all, it's not going to be the fastest bike in the world. In fact, you're probably going to struggle at about the 65, 60 mile an hour mark. So just kind of bear that in mind. If you do want to ride it on the street, probably want to avoid the highways. Secondly, brakes, they're there in the sense that brakes exist in the universe. Perhaps it's around the corner, maybe it's 20 feet ahead, could be 50 feet ahead. You don't really know, because the brakes are soft and squishy. Just bear that in mind, there's gonna be some compromises. Next, I mentioned that the clutch is very easy, very forgiving, very easy to learn on, and that is 100% true. The only drawback is that this clutch lever is absolutely numb, and this bike is completely known for that. So, as you are learning to ride, you're gonna perhaps relatively quickly, outgrow this bike, just because you can't really learn the correct clutch control, because it does have so little feeling. It is a very numb clutch. So bulletproof, reliable, not super fast, doesn't brake great. Suspension's gonna be a little squishy, but she'll never leave you, she'll never fail you. All right, guys, let's say you are balling out of control. You got 3,000 buckaroos that you want to spend on a dirt bike, and you're tired of sitting on the couch and you just want to get out in the woods. Let me tell you, there are few ways that you could better spend that $3,000 than the Honda CRF 250L. Now, the L is important. What's all the letters mean? There's a L, there's a F, there's a X, there's a blah, 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 blah. All you need to know is that the L is going to be street legal, okay? That means you can put a license plate on it. You can ride this thing wherever the heck you want. Now, you might look at the front tire and say, whoa, that looks like a dirt bike tire. Because it is. Because I took a street legal bike that had road tires and I put dirt tires on it. And you know what happened? I turned this $3,000 dual sport bike into an actual capable dirt bike that you can take out on the trails anytime you want. This thing has been an absolute blast. This is great for mid-range power. The brakes are a huge upgrade over the DR200. It makes ample power. Again, not gonna rip your arms off, but you can easily and quickly get up to a safe speed and stop at the same time. Additionally, the suspension is a huge upgrade over something like the DR200 or an equivalent. This suspension actually acts like real suspension. You can really take out off some jumps on some trails, hit some whoops and that sort of thing, and it's not going to absolutely murder you. The other thing that I love about this bike is I've taught other friends how to ride on this bike as well. So let's say you have a little experience, you probably have a little bit too much for the DR200, you want to jump up to the 250. This is, at least it feels like it double the power. So kind of bear that in mind. Even though it's only 50 cc's more, it does feel like a lot more power. In addition to that, you have the famous Honda reliability. You do get ABS with this model. You get a digital speedometer. If those sorts of things are important to you, you do get them with a more modern motorcycle. It weighs about the same. However, the seat height is a little bit taller. So I'm about 5'10", 5'11" on a good day if I suck it in. But you'll notice that it's about perfect for me. So if you're maybe 5'7", 5'8", just kind of bear that in mind. You might be on your tippy toes just a hair, but that's okay. This is a very forgiving, easy bike to ride on the street or on the trail. You're gonna have a great time. You really cannot go wrong with the Honda CRF 250L or the 300L, which came just a little bit later. Might just cost you a few bucks more. So like I said, you're gonna spend about $2,000 more for the CRF compared to the DR200. What are you getting for your extra $2,000? The first one you got to mention is the power. It feels a lot faster than the DR200. Secondly, the brakes are just a world of difference. You're talking about 35-year-old brake technology compared to 10 to 5-year-old brake technology. It has come a long way. In addition to that, it's the same case when you consider the suspension. You have true modern suspension. You do have inverted forks on this bad boy, and she is going to handle beautifully on the street or on the dirt. So in conclusion, if you got the extra $2,000, you've already got a little bit of experience, you already feel fairly confident on a smaller dirt bike already, I would immediately probably jump up to something like this. If you have zero experience, maybe pause for just a moment, go back to the DR200, spend 5 to 6 months on that. You buy it for $1,000, you can sell it for $1,000 all day long. Don't even worry about it. You're not going to lose a penny. Jump straight into the CRF 250L if you've already got some experience. You've already ridden on the track, ridden on the street, ridden a little bit. Maybe you grew up riding. You'd be comfortable jumping straight into this model. So now you're probably asking yourself, well, Josh, I've already got the $1,000 DR200 motorcycle. I'm considering just skipping the CRF 250L category altogether, and I just want to go straight to the $5,000 dirt bike category. And my advice to you would simply be, it's probably wiser to stay with a mid-range bike for at least a few months. What I've seen guys do when they go from a very small bike to a very large bike, particularly in the dirt, very quickly, they learn bad habits. Unless they've been trained. If you've been trained, if you've actually gone, taken some course, had a coach, okay, a little bit different. But if it's just you with some buddies on some trails and yeah, you know how to ride, but you may not know how to ride great, then you probably don't want to skip kind of that intermediate middle range model. So even if you had the $5,000 you could spend on the latest and greatest dirt bike, used dirt bike, you might want to still stick with an intermediate model just to continue to refine your skills before you jump up to, like, say, a 450 or 500 model. At the $5,000 level, some real options start to open up. For instance, you could get yourself on a 450 Husqvarna or KTM. Now, this particular model is the FC 450, so this is not going to be a street legal enduro, but it is very similar to the FE 450. Yes, vastly different at the $5,000 level. What are you going to get for your $5,000 that's going to make it superior to a DR200 or a CRF 250? The obvious answer is power, and yes, this bike has it in spades with over 50 horsepower, yet it only weighs 230 pounds. There's a reason it's $5,000, and that's because you have big power and lightweight. But that's not the full story, because what you also have is these WP shocks forks in the front, and a chassis that is actually designed to go fast and be fast. You have the suspension itself that's phenomenal. You have a lightweight package. You have an engine that is not only incredibly powerful, but it is also incredibly linear. And that's what's important with a good 450. You don't want a peaky 450 that's gonna rip your arms off. What you want is one with a very linear power curve. That's what the Husqvarna and the KTM 450s are gonna offer you. That's why they're $5,000 dirt bike / enduros. And this is why I recommend it's gonna be a huge step up from either the DR200 or a CRF 250L or some variant. All right, so when you're riding the FC or FE 450, whichever one you pick up, what you're instantly gonna feel is the front suspension is gonna be much more planted. It's gonna feel like it's actually designed to win races. And that's because it really is. On the DR200 and the CRF 250, both of them are gonna feel very squishy, almost like you're riding on a little bit of a cloud. So you have the front suspension gonna feel like a huge upgrade. In addition to that, the brakes, man, you're gonna feel like you're stopping about twice as fast with the brakes on this bike compared to either the DR200 or the CRF 250. So pretty much all around power, braking, performance, suspension, the full package, you're gonna level up in every single category.